Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. All the best here in 2023. Can you believe that? 2023. Amazing. So it's it's good to be here in the new year, actually. I'm Brian Jones, and I'm a trainer in heartfulness. And this is called A New You, which is actually very apropos for, you know, New Year's Day or, second day after New Year's, because when we think of a new you, we think about, oh, we probably have made some, intentions for the new year. And sometimes we've historically called them resolutions, which is it's a big word. And I think we all know how hard it is to, make a resolution and then stick to it for any period of time. I mean, we try, but I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So, first thing what I want to do is just to check on everybody and see who's tuning in. So, I invite you, especially today, please put down your name in the chat and where you're at. I'd love to know that because we are a worldwide family from hundreds of countries that come together and meditate, and we have positive intentions for the world and ourselves and each other. So, okay, so Mahima, Happy New Year, you say? Thank you. Rachita, welcome. Bhutan Kiran, welcome from Mumbai. Great. Yes, I have seen your name on here before, and Mumbai was the very first city that I went to in India. The first time we went, I think back in 1990 or 91, I think it was. It's been a long time. All right, Heartfulness, welcome. Bharti, Joy Deep. Great. From Toronto. Wonderful. It's one of my favorite cities. So we've been there many, many times. We only live 5 hours from Toronto. So, every few years we get up there and visit friends. And of course, there's a very beautiful meditation center there in Toronto, Heartfulness Center, that I haven't even seen it yet. So I'm anxious to get back up there and see it. Prashant. Okay. Welcome. Great. Well, it's nice to be together. RDC Painting. Fantastic. Welcome. All right. So let me check on one thing. I was quickly uploading something today, and I think it's uploaded. Okay, great. Good. We're good. All right. I'm ready to get started. So, resolutions. Have you made a resolution? If you have made a resolution, why don't you type that in the chat and say, you don't have to say what it is, but you can just say, yes, yeah, made my resolution, or just made mine. That's fine. I'm just curious to know how many people have made a New Year's resolution. Now, for me, I've sort of gone with an intention. I think this word intention, I really like it a lot better than resolution, because in a way it's a little bit softer. So when we make an intention, our heart's in it for sure. Okay, so we're really making an intention to do something that's generally good for us. And so I have a few intentions here for the coming year. One is that I need to get on the treadmill and walk every morning for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, which I love doing, and I just don't do it enough. And when I do that early in the morning, it brings up my metabolism for the whole day. I feel so good the whole rest of the day, and I wonder to myself, why? I like it, and why don't I do it? So this is one of my intentions here in the coming year. Another intention is, I would like to lose a little bit more weight, that would be another one. Of course, when you're in the holidays, the tendency is that you're going to inevitably eat more, so that happens. Um, and then we're going to be going to India, as I've mentioned on this show before. So my wife and I will be leaving on January 23rd, I think it is. Yeah. And we'll be there for the entire special event in Kanha Shantivanam. And we will be there until February 15th. So if any of you have decided to go, I would love to meet you if you're there. If any of you are on the fence about going or thinking about going, I'd say go because this is really a big special event. And Lalaji's birthday is always a special time, and I think this time being the 150th year anniversary of his birth is going to be just a super special, spiritually charged event. And of course, we're all going to receive that wherever we are. So, all right. Could you put on the caption, please? Oh, someone's caption. Okay. Oh, you know what, Barty? Okay. If you are tuning in from, no, I should be able to, I'm receiving your captions. I don't know how to turn it on YouTube, so I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Okay. But anyway, thank you for that. And Swati, you said, yes, you've made some intentions for the year. Okay. That's great. Vidya says, yes. So good. So a couple of people have made some intentions. That's great. So anyway, I just want to mention back to this event coming up in Kanha. If you're on the fence about going, especially if you live in India, make an effort to go. At least attend, one of the two parts of it. If you can go for the whole time, that's great. It's just going to be something very special, and I really would love to meet any of you if you are going. So great. All right, now. So I want to come back to these intentions because, quite frankly, whether we're making an intention or a resolution, we know how hard it is. We get inspired maybe at the beginning of the year. We make a determined will. We feel like, yeah, I can do this. But we all know what happens is that at some point in time, we drop off from whatever it was that we were resolving to do. And very often, if not most often, we don't really follow through with all those intentions and all of those resolutions that we hope to achieve. And I'm guilty of this myself. So here's my thought about this. My thought is that as we see the world taking a turn for, the worse in many ways, what we also see is we see the resilience of the human spirit. And we also see how in times of difficulty, how we all come together and we support each other. And so in this coming year, I would suggest that it's very important that we keep our community strong. And by community, I mean our online community, and I mean our local community, and I mean our meditation community. So it's all of those things. Now, over the past year and a half or so, I've been doing a lot of things online. I do about 5 or 6 sessions a week live online. And I have a group from Quora. Many of you know I write on Quora, from about 40 some different countries. And that experience has been very profound for me because I didn't realize just how much of a sense of unity and a sense of family and a sense of connectedness that I could feel with people from all over the world meeting online. I think before I did this, I thought, oh, it's not like meeting in person. It's not like, seeing somebody, giving them a big hug or shaking their hand. And that is true. But this experience has really surprised me. And it's just been such a warm and loving community that's been created. And so, as we go forward into this new year, let's depend on each other even more, because it's hard to do it on our own, very hard to do it on our own. And especially when we're trying to take up something like a sincere spiritual practice, there's pieces and parts to that. And all those parts are very important. And in heartfulness, we know the main parts are, of course, our morning meditation, evening cleaning, and then bedtime prayer. Well, there's three things. There's three things right there that we're trying to add to our day. Yeah. So it's hard for us to do it on our own. But, there's so many sessions during the week that are online. And I find that it's so much easier when you have a group that meets regularly online, like we've been meeting together. It makes it easier. And something special happens. So please, don't hesitate to make the effort to reach out, be a part of some online sessions, and, make a commitment to that, because it's easier. It's easier when okay, yes, I'm going to sit with a group of people. We're all in this together. We're all in it together. It really helps us a lot. All right. Now, speaking of intentions, I want to talk about these intentions that Daji has given us, because I think, especially working up to Lalaji's birth anniversary, it's going to be really important that we can say these intentions. So I'm going to read through these again. So there's 3 different intentions, and the first one is recommended to be used in nature, in public, or in urban areas. So think about these intentions as something that's so easy for us to just feel and think of each day. So here's intention 1. Everything around you is absorbing peace, including the sky, the oceans, the trees, the people, the wildlife, the buildings, and everything is radiating peace. Wow. I mean, just reading that, I can so feel that. So the second intention I want to read, this is suggested for family, friends, and communities. And this intention is, among all people in the world, let there be compassion, let there be kindness, let there be love, let there be peace. Okay. Now, this third intention is an intention we can use in the workplace, that when we're challenged to understand others. So here's intention 3. Everyone is becoming peaceful, nurturing correct thinking, right understanding, and integrity of purpose. Integrity of purpose. Okay. So if you don't have these intentions, I'm sure you can just do a Google search and these are going to come up. But I will also post these on my website, which is brianjonesconnect.com, and you'll be able to find them there probably. Well, if not later today, by tomorrow, I'll have them up there. So, yeah, very powerful. And this goes back to this idea of community that we're all a part of and sharing in, is that when we make an intention together, that creates an egregore. And an egregore is a field that gets created, and it's a field that's generated, a field that we're giving power to this field. And this field sort of has a life of its own. And this field can have a tremendous influence for the betterment of the world, because everyone is a part of this field. We're all energetic beings. And so we're all a part of a bigger field. So when a lot of us get together and share the same intention, and more importantly, share such a positive intention, it affects the rest of the field. So this is how, please remember, let's try and utilize these every day. Okay. All right. So I've done something else today, and this is something that I don't know if you've seen this or not. Maybe some of you have seen this. It's a video I'm going to play. But before I play this video, what I want to emphasize, and this ties into intentions, resolutions, all of this. What I want to say is that, we should never feel that we're weak, or we can't achieve even big things. I give talks at colleges sometimes, and I tell the students, it takes the same amount of energy to think big as it does to think small. So you may as well think big, right? And when we think small, we will only get small. But when we think big, really big, there's a possibility there. It creates a possibility. And, it's surprising how one single person who has a vision, who has a possibility, can bring immense change to the world, can do incredible things. And for example, let's take Daji, our spiritual guide of heartfulness. Look what he was able to build in just about 6 years' time in this beautiful international ashram called Kana Shantivanam. I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's absolutely almost an impossibility. When you visit there, you kind of wonder, how could this spiritual city be built in only 6 years' time? And now, from what I understand, and I'm going to see it when we get there, is that it's even far more developed than it was 3 years ago when I was last there. So you think about that, it's like, yeah, if you have a vision, the vision can become a reality. So what I want to do now is, a few years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I had created a video for Daji's birthday celebration. And this video is called The Seeker and the Old Man. I'd like to play it for you now. And I just uploaded it before, so hopefully this will all go well and you'll be able to hear it and see it. And if you've seen it, just watch it again. And there's some music and everything, so check your volumes before I play it. And just listen to this story and then see it in relationship to, what Daji has done in one person with an amazing vision. So here it is. Let me play it for you. A long time ago, there was a dry and barren place. Almost nothing lived there, except for an occasional beetle. One day a wise man came. He built a small hut and settled down right in the middle of this wasteland. He began digging up the earth and planting seeds. Soon they began to sprout. Flowers started to grow, followed by vegetables and herbs.
Eventually, shrubs and grass and fruit trees surrounded the entire area. What was once a desolate place had turned into a beautiful oasis. People from all around began telling stories about the old man and this miracle he brought about. A young seeker was traveling nearby. He was on a search to find meaning in his life. He kept hearing all the rumors about how this old man settled down and how the desert became a lush paradise. The young man decided, I must seek out this fellow and discover the secret to his purpose in life. He set out traveling across the deserted land, first by train and then walking by foot, day and night. He began to notice that the scenery was becoming greener. Soon there were trees and birds of all kinds. Eventually he came upon a small old man on the edge of the garden. He was kneeling down digging in the now rich soil and watering a plant with his hand. "Excuse me, sir," the young man said excitedly. "I am astonished by this miracle around me. You and God have made a great partnership." The old man turned around and looked up with a glint of wisdom in his eyes. "Yes, my son, that is true. However, you should have seen this place when God was running it by himself."
So that's a vision. Pretty amazing, huh? So, in this coming year, let's think big and let's have a big vision together, and let's depend on each other more. We're always here for each other. We need to do that in order to work together to create more and more, and to help humanity rise up above, you know, these hard times that they've got themselves into. So we can do that. We can help do that if we do it together. All right. So with that, I think that it's time to meditate. So let's meditate together. And at the end of the meditation, I will bring us out of the meditation with one of these intentions, and we can all participate in that intention together. Okay, so please sit comfortably. Let's close our eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in. Let it go. Feel your shoulders are relaxing and dropping down. Let your arms relax. And your palms and fingers. Very gently bring your awareness to the area of the heart. And feel the heart area is softening. And feel the heart is getting lighter. And now let's rest on the source of light already present in the heart. And just feel the source is inviting you homeward. Let's stay with that thought. That's all. Now let's take a moment and feel this deep, peaceful feeling is expanding within us and all around us. And now let's join in this intention. Among all people in the world, let there be compassion. Let there be kindness. Let there be love. And let there be peace. Okay, everybody. You can open your eyes when you're ready. All right. So thank you all for taking the time to come together each week and meditate together, which is the main thing that we do. And I really wish each and every one of you a joyous and wonderful new year coming up. So, Anil, Gopal, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Joydeep, Vidya, Bhutan, Kiran, Rosie, hi Rosie, Sharon, hi, Vidya, Isilda. Okay, everybody. All the best in the coming year. And hopefully some of us will be able to meet in Kana. And I look forward to seeing you next week. And until that time, as I always say, stay with the heart. All the best.